Welcome to As Real as They Come Dallas. My name is Julia Brown, and we are here in downtown Dallas with one and only Rulli Torres, or as many of you may know, as Rulli Torres. Welcome.
Thank you so much for coming to visit our studio. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Recently, I visited your show. This was nothing short of phenomenal, fabulous. It was a lot of fun. Great people, and collection was really fun to look at. And tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Mexico. I grew up in all over the states. We first moved to California. From California, we moved to Arkansas. So I'm just, started in the West Coast, sort of the middle of the country, then moved to the East Coast after I graduated from the University of Arkansas with a degree in fashion, and then I moved back to the middle of the country here to Dallas, Texas, and I've been here ever since. I've participated in several fashion shows with nonprofits.
And how did you get involved with just getting inspired by doing fashion?
Actually, it comes from my mother's background and my father's background. On her side of the family, there's a lot of seamstresses. On my dad's side of the family, there's a lot of tailors. So it kind of was already in my blood. Growing up with the Hispanic or the Mexican culture, there's always so much color involved, and that's what pretty much caught my attention. My fifth grade teacher was the one that kind of pushed me even more. She would take me to the museums in LA, Los Angeles, and that's kind of sparked even more creativity. But then I moved to Arkansas, and it just kind of died down for a little bit. But then I enrolled in the community college, and I did a graphic design program, which the professors were so awesome, and they again sparked that interest in being very artistic. And then I discovered that the University of Arkansas had a program in fashion, so I enrolled in that program like right away.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long journey, but you are here.
Yeah, so that's just kind of, it's been in my blood, and so it has been a long journey. Even though it might seem easy, I had to knock on a lot of doors. A lot of times I had to build my own doors because those doors would never open. So that's pretty much what I had to do. A lot of the times I started producing my own fashion shows, and you got to see, that was just like a little brief idea of what I have in mind for the upcoming shows in the coming years.
Very nice, very nice. It was definitely amazing.
Thank you.
And what inspired this show? What was your collection about?
I wanted to give everybody a variety. I wanted everybody to see my creativity in various aspects. We had about 8 different concepts all in one show. That's a lot. So obviously I did a fashion show right before this one, which was all COVID related, and so that I did a lot of my pieces that were inspired by COVID-19, and then I've worked with breast cancer awareness. This is my second year. I've done it before with Susan G. Komen, but this has become my signature fashion show. So I wanted to show people different aspects of my culture, because this also kind of lands in Hispanic Heritage Month, which is September, October. So I kind of wanted to include that in the opening. As you guys saw, that we brought a mariachi band, which is probably not common in a fashion show.
La Llorona.
La Llorona, which is also kind of towards the end of October. So I kind of wanted, there were so many things that inspired this show, with this couple of months, or I guess almost 3 months, September, October, November. So I kind of combined them all together, and that's what you guys got.
Yeah, because we've got September, then we got kind of Halloween month, and then we got Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos, so that's why. I got a lot of criticism on my previous show because I used the skull on a lot of my ready-to-wear collection, and for me, it's nothing like demonic, where a lot of people think it's very demonic, but to me, it's more meaningful because my mother used to take me to the pueblos, and the Day of the Dead, and I would always be, like almost like Coco, the movie Coco. I was always, I mean, amazed by the colors and everything, and the skulls would be the first thing that I would ask my mother. I'm like, I want a sugar skull and put my name on it. So that's why I wanted to include the skulls into my logo, into my designs. You can see it in my hoodies, and so that's gonna be incorporated in my collections from now on.
Yeah, Western culture kind of sees skull being more of a gothic attribute, but then, like you said, when you start looking into different cultures, it's good to research and find out, like, where is this coming from?
Correct.
What inspired him to put a skull on his beautiful gown or something like of that sort?
Correct.
So that's a very great point, is get to know the culture before you judge.
Well, and I also got it a lot from the Hispanic culture too. It's not, it was kind of, I think I got it more from the Hispanic culture than anything else, which is surprising to me because they know that we celebrate the Day of the Dead. So, but I still move forward because I'm not gonna, if I have a belief in something and if I want to design something, I do try to be careful, obviously, not pushing the boundaries too much because I don't want to offend anybody. But still, like, if it's part of me, if it's part of my culture, I'm still going to push forward with it.
I love that. I love that. You're just true to yourself.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. So what got you into doing nonprofit in particular?
Since I was in 5th grade, I would volunteer to help students who had, who were autistic or who had a lot of different disabilities or disorders. And so I was already doing it in elementary school. From elementary school, I started volunteering in high school and then college, and it just kind of has something that has been part of me basically throughout my life.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, I've done almost every year with DIFA, which is a nonprofit. It's a national nonprofit organization that helps, I believe, that helps raise awareness in patients with HIV and AIDS. And I've done it with Together We Rise, which helps children that are in foster care. So there's different nonprofits that I work with. And so this year I wanted to, or last year I wanted to do one with breast cancer awareness because I've had family and friends, close relatives that have been affected by it. And a lot of people are affected by, cancer, so.
Yeah, when I saw your breast cancer survivors walk, I couldn't help it. My husband was like, stop crying.
Yeah.
It made me cry. It was so powerful.
It's very powerful that it's, like the middle of the show, and these women feel very beautiful at that moment because it's their special day. So we get them all glammed up, we do their hair, their makeup, and it basically makes people choke during the
I know.
show.
My mother is going through some oncology episodes right now, and it's tough.
It is very
Cancer sucks. That's all I have to say. It really does. And it was like so much energy in the room. It was outstanding. So what are your specifics? What do you usually do, and what are you known for, and what are you working on?
Well, I love to do design gowns, evening gowns, but in this show you guys got to see other aspects. I love Halloween. I love to design. I've done Wonder Woman costumes. I hope I get to design for some movie someday soon. But I love costumes more than anything, but I think my forte are the evening gowns.
Are you working on any ready-to-wear clothing?
I did present some of my ready-to-wear pieces. I do have some purses as well, and you guys can check them out on my online store.
Absolutely.
And I started moving more towards production when the COVID-19 hit. I started making fashion statement masks, and then I started getting calls from pharmacies, doctors, nurses, so we were producing like crazy left and right.
Wow, that's It's a good and bad in
Mm-hmm.
in 1 year. This year has been really
It's-
interesting. 2020.
It's been crazy. But you have to kind of either reinvent yourself and find how you're going to stay afloat, just like everybody else has. You know?
Yeah, definitely have to adapt and be flexible these days.
Exactly.
So, what is your next collection you're working on, and when is your next show?
My next show is going to be not until next year. It takes a while to do all the preparations. Just the logistics alone take a very long time. So I'm probably going to have 3 shows next year. I'm still looking into the dates for next year, but we'll probably have one right after another around the same time.
That sounds incredible. Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Thank you.
Do you have a boutique or are you just online?
Just online right now. Just online. It kind of helps me to bring down the cost of the overhead.
So we need more shoppers.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I definitely saw your gown. I love the pink one.
Thank
Oh my lord, it was just a beautiful pink cloud unicorn, and you could tell the lady who was modeling it, she felt like she had the wings behind her bag.
Yeah.
It was a
So the next collection is going to have a lot of wings because somebody actually kind of inspired me to do my next collection with a lot of wings. So you'll be seeing a lot of that next year.
wow.
So
And what was your inspiration for that pink?
that one actually is not one of mine. That was actually designed by another person.
Oh.
So I have different guests to be part of the show as well, like the opening. If you notice, I had a lot of like Mexican dresses.
Mhm.
So her name is Alicia, the one who did the opening.
Uh-huh.
And so last year we had people from Argentina, from Peru, from Bolivia, and from Venezuela. So we're opening the doors to more designers to be part of the show.
Wow.
And so when I first moved to Dallas, that's the first thing that I did. I started inviting other local designers to be part of my productions. And so I still continue to do that this year.
Wow, that's very noble of you, because a lot of people will be concerned building their own name brand, but while you are building yourself up, you're not forgetting to stretch out a hand.
Yeah, and so like people already know like my style, and I think everybody has their own followers. So I don't think that, I mean, some people don't see it as a way to grow, but people only look at you as competition most of the time. And especially being in the fashion industry, I think it's a very competitive industry.
Very much so. I definitely agree with that. And being in the United States, everybody loves superheroes. What is your dream costume that you would love to design?
Oh my goodness, I would love to design a monster for Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, so that's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Guillermo. He's your guy.
Yeah.
So, do you prefer dogs or cats? Getting to
Oh my
know Rulli
goodness.
now.
I actually prefer dogs.
Do you own a dog?
I own 3 dogs.
What
We were
kind?
actually gonna do a doggy fashion show right before the pink show. We were gonna do a doggy fashion show, but we weren't able to get it all together. But yeah, I love dogs.
Oh, are your dogs adopted, or have you?
The mom is adopted, and then she had babies, so I kept the babies.
Oh my lord, this is such a beautiful story. Beautiful.
Yeah, she
story.
actually used to do the closing of the show, and she used to walk with gowns too.
So, do you travel a lot?
Right now it's a little bit complicated,
Mhm.
but next year hopefully we'll plan a couple of trips.
Are you going more to Europe or more Latin America?
I will probably. I've gotten a lot of invitations to go to Spain, so I might try to see if I can go to Spain.
Madrid or somewhere else?
Asturias.
Asturias.
I'm not sure exactly what part of Spain that is.
Yes,
honestly.
that's wonderful.
So I'm getting invitations to go to Asturias. I have another friend that lives in Puerto Rico, and then my videographer wants me to go to Mexico.
And you sure have to go to Russia and get inspired for the new
Yes,
collection
yes,
there.
for sure.
Definitely.
Russia's oh my gosh, is very high in fashion, for sure.
That would be wonderful. Moscow, St. Petersburg.
Oh my gosh.
Phenomenal designers.
For sure.
So what is your next step?
Well, we're going to be planning we're going to be planning the 3 fashion shows, and I think that in itself is very, very, very time consuming. Just finding the sponsors, finding the venues, because we're not just going to do it here. We're actually going to do it in other cities. Yes.
And
I haven't told anybody that, but yes, we're actually going to do it in. I'll surprise you guys with the 2 cities.
only
later.
on those Real Estate Com Dallas, you find out the true story behind the show.
So you guys get the first notification.
I love that. I love that. So we'll be definitely on standby. And how do you find models, or do they find you?
We do casting calls and through social media. We have a modeling agency, and then there's other local agencies as well that have been very helpful to reach out to us, and they bring their models, which is it's really awesome that they help us in that regard.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So this was as Real Estate Com Dallas with Rulli Torres. Thank you for watching. Please keep your eye on the upcoming shows, and we're looking forward to your feedback, comments. Please like, subscribe, and we're coming up with more episodes for you to watch. Thank you. Much love.